Have you ever noticed how the idea of surveillance has quietly shifted from something sinister to something casual, even necessary? We once imagined Big Brother as a distant dystopia. Today, we call it convenience. We trade privacy for faster logins, targeted recommendations, and location-based perks. Hidden inside those trades is a simple truth. Surveillance isn't just about security, it's about power. Modern surveillance no longer looks like cameras on street corners or men in trench coats following you home. Instead, it looks like your phone in your pocket, your smart speaker on the counter, and your favorite app quietly recording what grabs your attention. The collection is constant, invisible, and relentless. And the line between safety and profit has become blurry. Governments frame surveillance as protection. Companies frame it as personalization. But in both cases, the underlying goal is control. When every move you make online is tracked, it becomes easier to predict you, to influence you, and ultimately to monetize you. And while this surveillance impacts everyone, the burden doesn't fall equally. Think about it. Who is most likely to live in neighborhoods filled with police cameras, facial recognition pilots, or algorithmic policing? Marginalized communities? Who is most often flagged as suspicious by biased algorithms? Black and brown people. Who is more likely to have their social media posts monitored by employers or schools? Working class families who can't afford to make mistakes. Surveillance deepens inequality by disciplining some groups while protecting the privileges of others. And here's where social media comes in. Platforms present themselves as neutral spaces for self-expression. But behind the screen, every like, comment, and pause is being recorded. What you watch, what you scroll past, what you hesitate on for even 2 seconds, all of it is logged, packaged, and fed into systems that decide what you see next. Surveillance isn't just something you're subjected to. It's baked into the very experience of being online. This creates a loop. The more you're watched, the more the system learns about you. The more it learns, the more power it has to shape your choices. And the more it shapes your choices, the harder it becomes to break free. Surveillance stops being passive observation and starts becoming a form of guidance, guiding your attention, your purchases, even your politics. That guidance comes with costs. Political campaigns now buy your data to target hyper-specific ads designed to sway you emotionally, not rationally. Corporations predict your insecurities and sell you products to fix problems you didn't even know you had. Law enforcement agencies pull from private databases to flag people as threats before they've done anything. Each of these practices chips away at autonomy while claiming to serve you. And yet, we've grown comfortable with it. Social media has normalized surveillance by wrapping it in entertainment. You accept that your For You page feels eerily accurate, even if it means the app has tracked your late-night searches, your friend group, and your browsing history. You might even enjoy how well it knows you. What used to sound like paranoia is now the background noise of modern life. But comfort is dangerous. When surveillance feels invisible, it becomes harder to challenge. We stop asking who owns the data, who profits from it, and who gets harmed by it. We start to accept the trade-offs as unavoidable. And the people most impacted, the communities subjected to constant monitoring and algorithmic suspicion, are the least likely to have the power to opt out. The truth is, surveillance doesn't just record inequality, it reinforces it. Consider schools that monitor students' laptops for inappropriate activity. While marketed as safety measures, these systems disproportionately flag low-income students of color, punishing them for behavior that wealthier kids can escape with private devices. Surveillance creates a hierarchy. Who gets watched and who gets away with privacy. On social media, this plays out in subtler ways. Marginalized creators often find their content suppressed, shadow banned, or flagged under stricter scrutiny, while mainstream creators get more leniency. What looks like algorithmic fairness is really just algorithmic discipline. The result? Some voices rise while others are quietly silenced. The digital panopticon doesn't just watch, it decides who gets to be seen. We also can't ignore the role of surveillance capitalism. Data is the new currency, and we are the product. Your online behavior fuels billion-dollar industries, but you see none of that value. Instead, you're left with the illusion of freedom, while invisible systems nudge your behavior toward outcomes that benefit advertisers and platforms. It's not just surveillance for safety, it's surveillance for profit. And here's the kicker. Surveillance isn't evenly distributed. Wealth buys escape. Richer neighborhoods don't have the same density of cameras as poor ones. Wealthier users can pay for privacy subscriptions or services that promise to limit tracking. Meanwhile, working-class people have fewer choices, fewer protections, and more consequences when they're monitored. In a world where surveillance equals control, inequality decides who gets controlled the most. This is why understanding surveillance matters. It's not just about dystopian sci-fi futures. It's about the very real systems shaping daily life. It's about why your feed looks the way it does, why certain voices are amplified while others disappear, why some neighborhoods are over-policed while others remain untouched. Surveillance is a mirror of inequality, and social media is one of its most powerful tools. So where does this leave us? If surveillance is everywhere, do we have any power at all? The answer is complicated. We may not be able to opt out entirely, but we can start by refusing to normalize it. By questioning the free services we use every day. By supporting movements that demand digital rights, algorithmic transparency, and stronger privacy laws. By realizing that surveillance isn't neutral. It has winners and losers. Most importantly, we have to connect the dots. Surveillance isn't separate from inequality. It is one of the engines driving it. Every time our behavior is tracked, every time our data is sold, every time our communities are targeted for extra monitoring, the system becomes more entrenched. The future doesn't have to look like this. Social media and technology can be tools for connection, education, and empowerment. But only if we fight to reshape them. That fight begins with awareness. Understanding how surveillance works, who it benefits, and who it harms. Because if we don't, then the story of our lives will keep being written by systems that were never designed with our freedom in mind.